The rain fell like molten glass against the steel rooftops of Erebos 9, each drop glowing faintly from the reflection of neon lights below. Kael Thorne sat hunched over a disassembled hover engine, hands trembling with fatigue and grease. The hum of old machinery filled the silence, except for the shrill, heart-piercing cries of his daughter. Lyra hadn't stopped crying for hours, her tiny voice echoing through the workshop, louder than the grinding gears. "Shh, it's all right," Kael whispered, bouncing her gently. His eyes were red, sleepless. Since his wife's death, every night had become a war between grief and exhaustion. Outside, lightning split the black clouds, and the smell of ozone crept through the vents. Then, at exactly midnight, a sound unlike any thunder shook the door. A deep, resonant knock that vibrated through the metal floor. Kael froze. Lyra's cries cut off instantly. The silence that followed was so sudden it rang in his ears. Another knock, slow, deliberate. He set Lyra in her crib and moved cautiously toward the door. His hand hovered over the control panel, hesitating. "Who's there?" he called out, his voice unsteady. No answer. Only the hiss of rain. He unlatched the door halfway. Neon light spilled onto the threshold, revealing a towering figure cloaked in black scales that shimmered like liquid obsidian. Two glowing amber eyes met his. Steam rose from the figure's skin where the rain touched it. "Kael Thorne," the creature said, its voice deep and melodic, vibrating through his chest. "I have come for the child." Kael's pulse spiked.
What are you?"
The being's wings twitched beneath the rain. "Not what you fear, but what she is becoming." And as Lyra cooed softly behind him, Kael realized the dragon's presence had silenced her for a reason. The creature stepped inside, her massive frame folding gracefully to fit beneath the low ceiling. Kael's workshop dimmed under her presence, the air humming faintly as though reality itself bent around her. Her scales caught the light, dark silver and shifting like oil on water. Kael instinctively moved between her and Lyra, clutching a wrench as if it could fend off something so ancient, so otherworldly. "My name is Sylvara," she said, her voice low but resonant. "I am one of the last of the Draconis Vitae. Your child carries within her what remains of my kind." Kael blinked, gripping the wrench tighter. "You're insane." "She's just a baby, my baby." Sylvara's eyes glowed softly. "She is more. The spark runs through her veins. A code, half human, half draconic. It is sleeping now, but when it wakes, others will come for her. The Iron Maw Syndicate already hunts this world. Their machines will not stop until they have her." Kael's stomach twisted. The name stirred something in him. His late wife's research logs had mentioned the Iron Maw, hidden behind encryption he'd never broken.
"My wife, she knew about this?"
Sylvara bowed her head.
"She was one of us once."
"She hid the child's nature from both worlds, even from you, to keep her safe. But now her protection has ended, and I have come to fulfill her promise." Kael's thoughts spiraled, his heart pounding against his ribs. He turned to look at Lyra, so small, so still, her eyes faintly reflecting the dragon's glow. "Why me?" he whispered. "Because only you can protect her now," Sylvara replied, stepping closer, the heat from her body radiating like a living forge. "You will have to choose, Kael Thorne, between running or accepting the destiny your child cannot escape." The first explosion shattered the workshop windows before Kael could respond. A blinding flash lit the sky, followed by the mechanical whir of drones descending through the rain. The Iron Maw Syndicate had arrived. Their crimson searchlights swept across the alleyways like hunting eyes. Kael grabbed Lyra, holding her close as Sylvara's wings flared open, scattering drops of rain that hissed into steam on contact. "They found us," she hissed, eyes narrowing. "We must move, now." Kael didn't hesitate. He followed Sylvara through the back corridor, the smell of burning metal filling the air. The baby clung to his chest, silent and eerily calm, as if she understood the danger more deeply than either of them. The ground trembled under the weight of landing ships, their engines roaring above the storm. They slipped into the Undercity, where pipes and flickering lights formed a maze of steel veins. Kael's heart raced as he heard the metallic hum of drones nearby. Sylvara turned, her claws slicing the air, releasing a wave of heat that melted a path through the wreckage ahead. "I'm not a fighter," Kael gasped, struggling to keep pace. "How do you expect me to protect her?" "You're an engineer," Sylvara said without looking back. "You build. You adapt. That's how you'll survive." As they crossed a flooded tunnel, Kael noticed the water glowing faintly gold where Lyra's hand brushed it. The glow spread, a quiet pulse of warmth that repelled a scouting drone moments before it fired. Sylvara's expression softened, a hint of awe crossing her fierce features. "She's awakening," Sylvara murmured. "Her power is responding to danger." Kael held Lyra tighter, feeling the faint hum of energy beneath her skin. Above them, the Syndicate's ships prowled the skyline, but in that moment, he realized something vital. His child wasn't just someone to protect. She was already protecting him. The storm reached its peak as they climbed the derelict orbital tower that rose above Erebos 9. Lightning streaked across the clouds, illuminating the shattered skyways below. Kael's muscles burned, every breath sharp with cold air and exhaustion, but he kept moving, clutching Lyra to his chest. Sylvara followed close behind, wings folded, her glowing eyes scanning the horizon. "They're closing in," she said. "The Syndicate's signal is everywhere. We make our stand here." Kael turned toward her, drenched in rain. "You said she's the key. What happens if they take her?" Sylvara's gaze hardened. "Then every world falls." "The Syndicate will weaponize her spark. It's not just her life they want. It's the rebirth of my kind as their slaves." The whine of approaching drones cut through the thunder. Kael set Lyra down beside a broken terminal, shielding her with his body. Sylvara stepped forward, wings unfurling to their full span, firelight flaring from beneath her scales. When the first drones broke through the storm, she unleashed a torrent of blazing plasma, turning the night sky gold. Kael joined her, rigging explosives from the tower's power cells, each detonation carving out a brief reprieve. But the Syndicate's leader, a towering figure of steel and flesh, descended amid the smoke. "Hand over the child," Varys demanded, his voice metallic and cold. "Her power belongs to us." Kael stood his ground, trembling but unyielding. "You'll never touch her." In that moment, Lyra's eyes opened, glowing with the same golden fire as Sylvara's. A burst of energy surged outward, engulfing the platform. Varys and his machines were thrown into the void below. When the light faded, Sylvara knelt beside Kael, her strength waning. "She's chosen her path," she whispered. "Protect her, Kael." As dawn broke, the dragon vanished into the mist, leaving father and child beneath the quiet sky, the last ember of two worlds united.